Hey horse lovers, so this is Cruella's first ever camping trip and actually her first outing with me as well. I'll tell you a little bit more about her background later, but I'm so excited to see how she does on this trip. Okay, so first there's an arena out at the campground. So what we're gonna do is warm up out here. You just heard the weed whacker, it's super loud, but she's being really good. And I think it's great that we have the arena so that way we can warm up before hitting the trail. So far, Cruella is being really calm, so I'm super happy. She's an energetic pony, but she's still like controlled and comfortable, and she's a really good girl. I think it's really important that on your horse's first camping trip or outing that you do some type of groundwork, lunging, riding, work in an arena, get them comfortable before heading out. So because we're doing well, we're heading out on the trail now. And actually, she just kind of marched off in front, so she is going to lead. I do have my horse Jiminy with us just in case, and that'll be good. Make sure, bring a horse that you feel really comfortable with, or a friend that has a horse that is sort of like a babysitter in case things go wrong. So right now we are out in the field, and as you can see, Cruella is a little bit apprehensive about leaving Jiminy, but I wanted to practice this first just in case something was to come up on the trail. I want to see how she handles things. So I'm working her through this right now, and our goal is just to ride away from Jiminy. And again, she just doesn't know what I'm asking her to do, and it's just going to take time. There, she finally understood and went forward, no problem. Okay, so now we're heading back to camp. So we're going to get Miko and another rider, and then we're going to hit the trail and ride out in the woods.
Good, think slow. Good girl. Good.
So Cruella, again, just wanted to lead. So the first thing we did is approach this bridge. She just went right over it. I was so proud. She's such a smart girl, and I feel like she's really happy, especially because she has her buddies behind her to back her up, but also she's a very brave forward mare. And I honestly am having a lot of fun on her, and I feel really comfortable. Okay, so a little bit of Cruella's background if you aren't familiar. I bought her from an auction last year, end of August, very early September, and I started working with her October 1st after quarantine. So basically she was an ex-speed horse is what I was told, and that's really all I know about her. And I think what ended up happening is she was taught how to run barrels, do poles, but she wasn't given a solid foundation. So when I first got her, all she could think about was go fast, go fast, go fast. She had like no formal training, head was straight up in the air. Like she just didn't understand anything. Like she was always like nice, but it was just a little dysfunctional. That's the best word for it. And now she's really coming around, and I'm just so over the moon proud of her. We've been working really hard on just going back to basics and taking things slow. So for her to be able to get out and do this and trail ride in camp is just an amazing experience, and she's honestly impressing me so much. Like she is just leading our group. Like she's happy. Like we've seen deer, crossing bridges. You're going to see more of what we do, and so far so good. In the beginning it was a little tough like in the field, but I want to see how she changes like towards the end of the trail ride, and I want you to see as well. Also, Cruella is 7 years old, and she's just over 13 hands to give you a little bit more of an idea about her.
I know the buggies, I know. I'm sorry. Think. Good job. Good job.
Now we're approaching the creek, so let's see how Miss Cruella does going into the water. It'll be really interesting to see.
Slow. There you go, yeah. Good girl. Miko. Good girl. Are you happy? You happy? Chimney's like, why are we doing this again? He's like, geez. Oh, that's so funny. Look at her. You're so cute. She's dunking her head too.
She definitely enjoyed the water, so it'll be really fun to take her swimming in the pond like you saw Bagheera did in the previous video. And if you haven't seen that video, check it out. Link is in the description. All right, we're going to get ready to head back out on the trail.
Trot, 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 trot my pony, trot. Take me to the field of clover, to the bridge and jump right over. Trot and never stop. Trot my pony, trot. That's my riding cadence. Step, step, slow. Oh, good girl, listen. Good listening. Big brick right there. Deep sand. Turning left. Whee! Creek. You remember this? Cruella's turn. Froggy! Step, step. Or not. Ah, there's a bug in my helmet. It's on my face. We didn't do this part though. Slow. Slow. Good girl. Good girl. Are we going? Little rock there.
Okay, so we are heading back out into the fields and we're going to see how Cruella does versus when we first started in the field and she was struggling with understanding what I was really asking of her. Everybody's doing really good. We're having so much fun. Cruella is just being so brave. She's such a bold, brave, independent mare, and I honestly just cherish her for that. Like, I love all of her qualities so much, where some people might say they don't enjoy those types of things or label mares that way, but you know what? I love it and I embrace it.
Good. Bye, Miko.
You see Jiminy and Miko in front now. They have been phenomenal. They've been a wonderful support team, and we're all just having a blast. This is just so euphoric and amazing. Being able to trot around, hack out in the woods, go through the meadows, like, it's just breathtaking, and this is literally what I live for. Also, horse lovers, don't forget to like and comment on this video so that it will spread to more people. Really hope that you enjoy seeing how Cruella's doing today.
So I'm riding Cruella away from the group. Sorry. And I just want to see if she'll go off by herself. And so far, so good.
So she walked right away from the group. We actually did a canter around the field, but couldn't get a great video of it. I was so proud of her. She did amazing, much better than when we first started out in the field. And we'll do more of that in our next ride too.
So this was our second trail ride of the day. Cruella was an absolute boss. As you saw in the beginning, you know, she just had to figure out what we were doing. And that's okay. But like an hour later, she really figured it out. And I'm so proud of her. And I really hope that you enjoyed seeing the process. And everyone else did good too. Miko!
Now I'm going to ask Cruella to go into the pond. Let's see how she does and if she likes it. Okay, so after we swam in the pond, we went back to camp, got all the horses settled in, we just relaxed, had a bonfire that night, and now it is the next morning and we're gonna leave this day, but we wanted to head out, so we're gonna ride in the woods for a little bit, and then I'm gonna take her in the field and do a little more work with her out there and see how she does. So far, out of being naughty and nice, I think she's been pretty nice, but you know, we'll see. Right now we are going up an incline. It's hard to tell. It is a little steep, but not bad. When you're going uphill, you want to 2-point and get off the horse's back and shoulders so that they're able to carry you and lift up the hill. She's doing really great. She just like trucks up the hills. So much fun. I love riding her. It is so fun. Now we're going downhill. So when you're going downhill, it's important to sit deep in your seat, very stable. You don't want to lean back, but you also don't want to lean forward and be on the horse's shoulders and cause them to trip. So you want to get that weight off the front end, but not leaning to cause imbalance. Miko and Jiminy are doing fantastic as well.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, everyone did great out in the woods, and now I'm taking her out in the field and riding her solo. So Jiminy and Miko are like across on the other side of the field, and she is doing so well. Like, she's responding. She's not spooky at all. She's really attentive and listening to me, and I am just feeling so magical and so proud of her. Guys, this pony has come so far. Like, this is incredible, and honestly, I can't even explain how like deepened our bond is just from this little experience. Look at her. Like, there's still obviously so much room for improvement, but this is huge. You see Jiminy and Miko are going to canter to them and then go around the field together as a group. And she is very, very forward. Those little legs can move. So she's like, I'm just going to go far ahead, which is fine. We're just having such an amazing time. Like, I am so happy. It really doesn't get better than this. If I could only do one thing on a horse, it would be trail riding and camping, because this is where I feel the most connected to my horses, and this is where I feel free. One of the things I want to point out, Cruella does gape a little bit, so I am soft with my hands, and that is something we are still working on, and it's gotten a lot better. Unfortunately, a tie down was used on her in her previous home that just held her head straight down, so she's learning how to accept the bit and some contact. And it's gotten a lot better, but right now she's like wanting to go really forward, and I'm just not letting her blast off. So it is something we definitely are paying attention to, and we have some really good moments, and then we have moments where it's just not always perfect, and that's okay. See, right now she's really responding, warming up, doing fantastic. That's what I want to see. Then we have Mr. Miko and Mr. Jiminy there. They are just saints, okay? They just take care of my riders. I just don't know what I would do without them. Jiminy really wants to go right now, speaking of that. But gosh, I can just like focus, like if I have a horse like Cruella that I'm just kind of working with, seeing how it goes, I can just count on those two. And there's Cruella. Well, we definitely had some amazing rides on this trip. We are going to ride the horses back to camp and pack up. I think Miss Cruella was such a sweetheart, but I want you to comment below and tell me if you think she was naughty, nice, or both. I'm pretty dang happy with her, and I had so much fun, and we definitely just had some great memories made here today. Okay, so we're shutting the horses' windows. As you can see, they're loaded up in the trailer, and we're heading back home. See you next time.